I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, going to rehab. I had asked God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. Truly sorry.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee Michelle. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, and that share button. Also, drop your thoughts in the comment box and let me know what you think about the story here. So I found this article, well, it found to me, but I thought it was interesting that we could talk about it, just to get my perspective of what they're saying. And you could drop your comments in the comment box and let me know what you think about this article. Actually, they're talking about the psychology behind woman beaters, men that beat women. So they did I guess, psychology, Chris Brown and Puffy, P. Diddy, Brother Love, whatever the hell y'all call him, and Ike Turner. I don't know why they all black men, but we gonna just let that fly. Okay? I don't know why they all black men. And the Chris Brown situation, he is a woman beater, even though I think the theme between him and Rihanna was mutual combat. They was fighting each other. But anyway, this article said the world watched in horror last month as the footage emerged of former, why they call him former, because he's a former now, hip hop star, superstar, they said, P. Diddy violently attacked his former girlfriend, singer Cassie Ventura, in the hallway of a hotel. I seen that video and it was very triggering, I was in my feelings probably about a whole good month or whatever, however long it been. But yeah, it was very triggering. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. But y'all put it all over the news, the media for, people with PSTD, post-traumatic syndrome, can see it. So a lot of us was uptight. A lot of us was anxious. A lot of us was feeling stressed just by seeing those videos. But anywho, it said the disturbing video surveillance shows the star slammed her to the ground, then kicked her and dragged her across the floor in an attempt to prevent her from leaving. And most people know the worst time of a person in a domestic situation is the time when they're ready to leave. When it's time to get out, you have to move in silence. You cannot probably tell no one. You just have to do it, because the way these men or abusive people are today, they will try to unalive you. They will try to seriously hurt you, because we be so filled with our emotions, and they think that we are their property, that they can keep us, and they don't want to leave. It's all selfishness. Like I say, with that Rihanna situation, I don't know if she was surprised. I'm not there. I wasn't there, but what they say, I didn't say it. They said she was fighting him over his phone and some female calling and stuff. So I feel like that probably was a mutual fight. I know they say men ain't supposed to hit women, but if you hit somebody, don't be surprised when your ass get hit. the fuck back. That's all I have to say about that. But somebody just beating on you, no, that's not right. Somebody playing mental games with you, that's not right. Somebody being manipulative, no, that's not right. So, and a lot of time these women are not surprised. We are women. We're not surprised. We know what's going on. You know, we get these intuitions. Whether you're a woman that don't use it, that's on you. But we know what we know. And a lot of times we know. We see these red flags, but we decided to stay. Oh, he gonna get better. Oh, it's gonna be good. Oh, he won't do that no more. Oh, he brought me this nice ring. But it don't end. They continue to do the same things that they do. And they say, yeah, he was gentle. Yeah, he was nice. Yeah, he was kind when they first met him because he's trying to get to know you. And my mama used to say, you never know nobody. You'll never ever know nobody. People change every day. Just like what we were talking about. They abusers now, but who knows, 20 years from now, they may not ever put their hands on a woman ever again. So people change every day. So you'll never know nobody. So how can women spot a person with potential to become violent? So Daily Mail spoke to an expert, says, while there are multiple reasons why men become abusive, there are few common predictors. And what are those? These include a need of control and power. Yes. And I agree. I do agree. Most men want to feel like they're in control and they have power. They also want to feel entitlement. They do. Men are so breastfed by women and nurtured by women and babied up by women that I don't even believe that there's a real alpha male out here to save my life. I don't believe that. I don't believe that there is a real man out here. Like a man's man. Because a lot of these men are sensitive. It don't matter what race they is. There's a lot of sensitive ass men out here. I'm not saying all of them now, you know, it might be some that's right. That's, you know what I'm saying, that understand women, that understand that you don't have to have control and power over a woman. You know what I'm saying? So when I find him, Lord, let it be. But anywho, yeah, it's just like that. I don't know. Drop your comments in the comment box and let me know what you thought about what I just said. But anywho, and it said also a lack of self-esteem and culture attitude about domestic violence they use to justify their behavior. So let me get back to let's get on that first. The culture attitude about domestic violence. Okay. That's why I asked, like, why they got all these black men up here as if other races don't do the same thing, don't beat their women. I mean, what's up with the racial aspect of why they got these two black men? Because if we talk about culture, we talk about the whole motherfucking world because the whole fucking world don't give a damn. I would say probably about 10, 20 years ago, it was legal for you to go down to the South Carolina State House and beat your wife on Sunday. That used to be a law, a whole law here. Okay. A lot of the older generation are older. They're in their age. They're getting ready to transition. So now the newer generation, they just don't give a damn about nobody. A lot of these people don't have feelings towards other people. They don't have no sympathy, no empathy for nobody else. People can hurt you and do not care. So I wouldn't say the culture behavior. I would just say it's every fucking body. Because everybody is not cultured the same way. These include using physical forces as a way of obtaining sex and preventing partners from leaving. They always do not want you to leave. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta beat me and hurt me and talk down on me and make me feel like shit all the time, why would you even want me around? That's probably the control aspect. That person just wants control of you. He don't really want you around. He just want to control you. That's a spirit. Domestic violence is a whole spirit. It's a spirit. And it's generational. It's like a generational curse. 9 times out of 10, if you've seen a family member or a mom or dad or somebody that been through it and you're the person, 9 times out of 10, statistically, they say you'll end up being in a relationship. Either you'll be the abuser or you'll be the person that get abused. The National Coalition Against Domestic Violence estimated 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men in the U.S. experienced some form of domestic violence with an intimate partner. On an average, nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by their partner, equaling to more than 10 million men and women per year, every 20 minutes. The U.S. saw an increase in domestic violence during COVID, you think? And you're probably seeing a more increase after COVID. As the lockdown measure limits victims' access to resources in the outside world and factors typically associated with violence, such as stress, money struggles, alcohol, and substance abuse. While abuse can be premeditated by men and women against both men and women, the U.S. Department of Justice found at least 85% of victims are female. Yes, but that's where we go back to the culture of men thinking that they can do this to women. Men always think they're superior of women, so they feel like they can beat women into submissiveness. But you can't. That's a man's culture thing. That's what I believe. Now, I could be saying this wrong, and I might not be articulating this all as some of these scholars on YouTube, but I'm doing me. This is me. And if you like it, you like it. So don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, and that share button. Because this is kind of a hard topic for me, but I'm gonna do it without emotion because it's important that we hear this, because a lot of people was triggered by that video with Cassie. A lot of awareness came into a foreplay about domestic violence. But what are we doing about it? Somebody send me some information so what I can do about it. I've been in it, but it's like I want to do more, and I don't know the steps to get involved. And dealing with domestic violence sometimes is very scary because, like I said, if I was in it, I know how a victim is. I mean, we can help them, try to get them out, do whatever, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes they go bad. But anyway, getting off topic. It says, Crystal Justice, the chief external affairs officer at the National Domestic Violence Hotline, told Daily Mail, domestic violence is not always physical. It's not. Intimate partners violence can manifest in many ways, including instances of physical, emotional, digital, using technology to cause harm, and a financial abuse and control. And that's so true. And I believe that what happened with the Michael situation, if y'all can go back and watch that video with her, like I said, it's not always physical, it could be mental. They could be using money. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give you no money to get groceries. You know what I'm saying? It could be used in all different type of ways. But I feel like me technically the worst type of abuse that a person could do is mental. Because mentally you always remembering it. It never go away. The bruises may heal. The bruises may heal, but you'll always remember that punch in the face. You know what I'm saying? You might not remember hurt. That scar might not hurt no more, but you'll remember that punch in the face. And you'll also remember that time he called you ugly. That always play in your head. So I feel like mental abuse is like really worse than anything, any kind of form of abuse. The non-physical form of abuse can be just as harmful, but harder to identify. Why do we do that? Why do we put unrealistic expectation on partners? Why are we so jealous? Why are we so emotional? Gail Wally, a licensed psychotherapist in New York, told the Daily Mail there's no single reason or factor that determines why someone becomes abusive, but there are some common psychological factors that can contribute. These includes a need for control that stems from a man's low esteem, feeling threatened by a partner, independence, or success. There we go. We come back to control. The whole point of domestic violence, the spirit of control. Found it. When we find out why people got to have control over another person, then we'll probably figure out why we having so many domestic violence cases. So, control. Men always got to have control. People got to have control. Shit, sometimes I need to have control. And you know, I found that in myself a couple of months ago. I wanted to control the situation, which was out of my control. And I saw that in myself. I really did. I saw that in myself, and I said, you know what? I'm getting out of control, trying to control the situation that's out of my control. And all that was doing was making me so angry because I couldn't be in control. So I had to turn that thing around and start thinking a different way. So I would not have those thoughts of trying to dominate this person or try to manipulate this person or have myself all stressed out because I can't control that person. I saw that in myself. And I said to myself, I said, no. Mm-mm. So I found some ways to change that. I started to try to think a different way. Try to think a different way. Try not to let, you know what I'm saying, really came to the realization I can't control the situation. It's out of my control. So wherever it fly, it has to just lie, you know. And it also said many abusers may also have a history of witnessing abuse. And that's what I said too. For instance, between their parents. Sometimes this is what we see. So we project it out. And also I believe too that the abuser is also leaving some kind of DNA. Don't click off just yet. I ain't slow. I know DNA is inside you and all that. But I'm saying generational. You know what I'm saying? Like generational curses, almost like karma. Like when you do stuff like that, you leaving something in the universe out there. So it's going to come back some kind of way, you know? So if your kids seen that happen, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be in their DNA some way. Either they're going to be the abuser or they're going to be the victim, the person that's getting abused. It's some kind of way. They may also view violence as an appropriate way to resolve conflict or difficult expressing emotions that can lead to aggression. And I believe that too. Because a lot of these men feel like they can't cry. We already don't put the stem that they can't cry. We already saying they act too feminine, you know. If they do that, if they cry, they're too feminine. But at me as a human, and I know I cry, I know these men need to cry and they can't express their emotions. So only way they know how to express their emotion is through the things that they're doing in their behavior. That's the only way they know how to resolve conflict. You know, abusers may think they have the right to power. Some of them think like that too. Often they believe men are dominant figures in a relationship, leading them to use abusive tactics to get and to retain control. I said that before reading this shit. I know. You know. They want dominance over a woman. And this go back to the culture. You know, I wouldn't say it's just black culture because they put all them black men up there. This is the whole world culture. This ain't got nothing to do with no specific culture. It's every culture. Everybody feel like women is beneath men, which is not true. So men feel like they have the dominance over women. They could control women. They could take women down there on Sundays to the state house in South Carolina and beat their ass back in the day. And us women, we allow this. Sometimes we allow things. Yes, I allow some of the stuff that happened to me. I should have used my intuition. I stayed too long. Yeah. She added, social narratives may downplay or even excuse abusive behavior from men, particularly if it's seen assertiveness or protectiveness. This can lead men to minimize their violent actions and prevent them from seeking help for unhealthy behavior patterns. Brian Tiny, a psychologist, agreed, telling this website he believes the social construction of masculinity is toxic and pop culture, like movies and music, play important parts in influencing male internal narratives and emotion. Now, I was with you for a minute, Brian, but I wouldn't say the masculinity part is the toxic part because you could be masculine and not be toxic and abuse women. So that part, but movies, yeah, music, pop culture, yes, it's the thing we hear, see, smell, and see. All that plays a part in this domestic violence issue. Like I said, it's a spirit. It really is. Chuck Derry, co-founder of Gender Violence Institute, added, one of the biggest contributors to abuse is social norms that men are the head of the household. I said that. Men are better than women. Women are weak. Women are emotional. Women are stupid. All this are cultural language that we are exposed to. But as it turns out to find out. Women are not weak. Women are not stupid. Women are not as not emotional as these men are. There's a lot of emotional men. A lot. And you got to be an emotional motherfucker if you hitting on somebody. Okay. So it all support this notion I'm in control. This is my house. You do what I say. You're married to me. I own you. It's really about men who are being selfish. They just fucking incredibly selfish and willing to hurt others to get what they want. I said it. It's over. That's exactly what it is. It's just fucking selfishness. Like a 2-year-old or 3-year-old having a temper tantrum and can't get what the fuck they want. So that's what men do. That's what some men do. Some women too. Mr. Derry said, who has worked with abusive men facing the justice system for more than 40 years, abusers can hide behind excuses of mental issues. Can't. Well, let me say that again. He said abusers can't hide behind the excuse of mental issues. Hell nah. But they could cause mental issues on somebody else. Cause after you get beat down like that, bitch, you ain't the same person ever again in your motherfucking life. After another human being actually hit you like that, your head ain't right ever again. He also told the Daily Mail psychologists' evaluation of men that attend his group revealed they are no more likely to suffer mental health problems than the average person. So they do that shit because they can. Half the time, that's why they do it. There said, I work with so many men who are one of 3 or 4 brothers, and their father was very abusive, but only one of those brothers grew up and became abusive. The other 3 said, no way will they ever put this kind of pain on somebody's life just to get what I want. But one brother said, oh, this kind of work, and dad got what he wanted whenever he wanted. See, a lot of times people do that. And you know what? And now that I'm thinking about it, to go back to that situation where I was out of control and wanted the control, it's because I couldn't get what I want. And that now that I'm thinking about it, just reading this article, half of the time is about getting what the fuck you want. Yeah. Okay. Okay. To help understand what makes men violent, Mr. Derry asked men why they abused and what they felt were the benefits. They said it earned them respect, allowed them to control finances, establish power and dominancy, and get sex whenever they wanted. Some men said they abused because it allows them to convince her she's screwing up or isolating her from her family and friends. In major cases, men only decide to change their behavior when they are facing jail and being forced to attend court-mandated treatment, according to Dury. Men who are abusive have decided to be physical violent. The notion that they just snap one day is a common misunderstanding. Hell nah. What's in these motherfuckers is gonna always be in these motherfuckers. It's gonna come out eventually. You know, when I was going through my shit, I remember one of the baby mamas called or whatever and said, you know, she with him now. You know what I'm saying? They together, they doing their thing. I'm like, bitch, okay. He gonna do the same thing to you that he did to me. Oh, no, he not. He ain't gonna put his motherfucking hand on me. He ain't gonna do me like that. I ain't that big. I'm not that girl. Child, he had her ass slung up and down the street too. Play with it. These niggas don't change their strike. If it's in them to do it, they're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? They don't change. Some of them don't. Anyway, I don't trust none of them. If they did it beforehand, I don't know. I don't know if they could change because I don't know. So it also says, he says when they're physically violent, they decide to be physically violent. Yeah, they actually decide that. Like the nigga decided to kick me in my lungs. A nigga actually decided to kick me that motherfucking hard. They either decide right at that moment or 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago, they're going to smack her if she ever do that shit again. This is what the article said. And I'm with just about almost with an agreement to everything that it's saying. Because I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt and the hat. And the reason why I'm coming with you guys with the story, and I know most of y'all probably is not gonna even listen to this bullshit or even get to this damn motherfucking point, is because I'm trying to bring awareness to domestic violence, also heal myself and heal other women out there that says move in silent. Get the fuck out. It's not gonna get better. It's not gonna make your life no better than what it are. You know what I'm saying? Just being there. If you got motherfucking kids and you're in a domestic violence situation, get the fuck out. I'm telling you, it hurts your kids. Yeah, Renee, it's easy said and done. Yeah, I know. It's not easy said and done. But what I do know, when I made that fucking conscious decision to leave, I left. When I had enough, I had a fucking enough. And I know it's somebody out there who had a fucking enough. Get the fuck up, plan your shit, and leave. Which one you rather be? Above earth or down in earth? Or just nowhere exists? Just nowhere. You know. Like I said, I've been there. I've done this. I know it's not easy. But you got to make a way. For your sake. For your life. But, okay. And then it says the snap. Suggesting that abusers just lose control. They don't. They have full control. Full control of what they're doing to you. Or whoever. Full control. Like I said, only person that can control me is me. And I saw myself getting out of control because I couldn't control the situation. So once I bring my control back, controlling myself and understanding you can't control the situation because you're out of control of it, I let it go. While many outsiders will ask victims why they stay in a relationship and why it took them so long to leave, experts say leaving an abusive relationship is never easy. I know it's not easy, but you got to do it in a safe way. And sometimes, they said in this article, it's not always safe to leave. Sometimes you can't. Move in silence. Move in silence. If it's not telling nobody, then it's not telling nobody. Some may stay because they have no access to their money and have lost touch with their support system. Experts told this website many abusers were abused themselves or witnessed domestic violence as children. Mr. Darris said that doesn't guarantee a man will repeat the cycle. Some don't, you know. We're not saying everybody in the world do it because they saw it. Some of them made up in their mind. I think it's just the person.
Had to sneak out of a physically abusive marriage. So I went to the city that she lived in, and we snuck her out of the home with a U-Haul while my stepdad was gone. And we kind of hid her out for a couple of days until she moved here. And it was from there that my mom apologized to me and told me that she knew all the abuse had occurred and that she was just so caught up in her own abuse that she couldn't protect me or help me. At that time, I forgave my mom and we became very close. Well, months go on and my mom started to get distant. And it was the first time I had ever had a relationship with my mom. So I was very excited about it. And my aunt said, I think you need to call your mom and see what's going on. Nobody told me. And come to find out, my mom had moved my stepdad here to the same city I was in. So all my running and all my coping mechanism just piled back on me because my first plan was I'm gonna move to a whole nother city and get away and run and isolate myself from reality, not knowing that God was bringing it right back to me to face it. So she went back to him and brought him back. And I was now from taking men in the soul, I realized that my mama had battered women syndrome and she had her own problems going on. So she's not with him now, but that did something to our relationship. And I have to set healthy boundaries because during that time, my mama flipped and said, well, maybe it didn't happen. You know, he was drunk. He doesn't remember all the stuff you're saying. You know, maybe you've made some of it up in your head. And that came after she had just apologized to me. So now I know that I have to keep healthy boundaries up because that flipping sends me on an emotional roller coaster and it's unhealthy for me. And it's hard when someone is unhealthy, you should remove yourself from them because it affects your mental health. But how do you remove yourself from an unhealthy person who's your mom, who you love, but at the same time now she has stepped into an abuse situation and you're this daughter who longs this relationship with your mother. So I put up healthy boundaries and now I'm at peace with the relationship we have is what we have. And I'm at peace with the relationship being where it is.
What I've learned too, a lot of people don't want to be involved. A lot of people have seen domestic violence and know how people, since it's 89% of domestic violence is women, I'm gonna go with women. A lot of time women go back. You know, once you intervene, a lot of times people don't want to be involved. You know. They says their partner may track their location, making it impossible to escape. They may also have stayed for the children or the pets involved, and they do not want to leave them behind. And that was my case. I had kids, young kids. And I was young too. Couldn't be no more in my 20s. Yeah, I was real young. So, and I didn't have no money back then. And I was just like fresh out of high school or whatever and had 2 kids. Married this man. And I knew it wasn't right, but I did it anyway. I suffered for that because I knew it was not the right thing to do, but I did it anyway. Shy. You know. What is encouraging, however, is the conversation surrounding domestic violence abuse have opened up recently with the stigma and the shame of victims feeling, and people are more willing to talk about it. Yeah, it was a lot of shame, but then it really wasn't shame because people knew, but they didn't say nothing and they didn't also try to do nothing to help. You know, they actually kind of downed me. I don't know. But it's really sad. And you know, I really want to get on the mamas that be letting their sons do this. You know, the mamas that be on there, that be, you provoked him. Yeah. It's gonna be a great day in hell for your ass, bitch. It's gonna be a great day in hell for your ass. Because you know your son is over there mollywopping some motherfucking body. And you sitting there uh taking up for him. How you sleep at night, bitch? How you sleep at night, bitch, knowing your son don't hurt somebody, almost took somebody's life? How you feel, bitch, knowing that your grandkids seeing your son over there beating on a bitch? How that make you feel, ho? But you know what? You just cause more generation curses for your fucking family, bitch. Because that karma gonna eat your ass up one way or another, ho. I'm talking about the abusive men moms that allow their sons to do the shit. That be taking up for their motherfucking son. Oh, you provoked him. You made him do that. Look how you talking to him out. Those motherfucking bitches. Piss me the fuck off. This is hugely helpful in assisting victims of abuse safely to leave their toxic relationship and healing from trauma. A domestic abuse survivor told Daily Mail, it's been nearly 10 years since she left her mentally and physically abusive relationship of 6 years, and I've only now began to shed the shame I bore from it and share my story. I'm becoming less embarrassed, and I hope by speaking up, other young women will see there is a light on the other side, and they are not victims of domestic abuse. They are survivors. We are fucking survivors. We are motherfucking survivors. Folks don't understand how domestic violence will change your ass. You know, what Tina Turner and Ike went through, that was domestic violence. What Cassie went through, that was domestic violence. All that other shit, what Chris Brown put on them other women after Rihanna, that was probably fucking domestic violence. Okay? And I said what the fuck I said. You know. I know when two people fighting. I'm rambling. But anyhow. Yeah, I just wanted to bring some educational stuff about domestic violence to shed some light, you know, and also bring up letting y'all get to know me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to really bring awareness to domestic violence, because that's not only is it hurting the world, it's hurting humanity, because we are like really unaliving people. It's hurting humanity, like, big time. Like, some people can't come back from this. You know, some people have to, even after domestic violence, some people have to use drugs to cope. Some people have to drink a bunch of alcohols to cope. It's like being at war, but in a whole different way. And the people out here that has not ever been through that trauma stuff, please stop judging other folks when you don't know the situation. Please stop doing that. Some of y'all don't understand the trauma that this shit live on. You try your darnest to let it go, but you can smell that scent of a cologne and that could trigger the fuck out of you. Or ride by an old store and that shit could trigger the fuck out of you. So all that with mental illness, the trauma, is all go hand in hand. And if kids seeing the shit, they definitely gonna be traumatized. So women, men, if you're being abused, please move in silence. Whenever you complaining to get free, get free. When we know better, we gotta do better. And we know they doing the shit because they can. And we know they doing the shit because they want to. We know they doing the shit because they are fucking selfish. And they don't care about hurting another human being. So I just want to bring this to you guys. I know it was a lot, but it is what it is. And I said what the fuck I said. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, and that share button. Also, drop your thoughts in the comment box and let me know what you think about the story here. Bye.